But there was like this whole family group over at Paramount. Can you talk a little bit about Happy Days and Mork and Mindy? Because it's just, you went one-on-one with Robin Williams. That's insane.
Well, part of the reason I could is because we started in the theater so young. Paramount was very much kind of family back then. So I remember maybe one of my early jobs, maybe third or fourth job when I got to LA was Happy Days, which of course in like 1977 to be Fonzie's new girlfriend on Happy Days was like the epitome of hipdom.
Right. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but what a wonderful cast. Everybody over there was so great. And Henry was so great. And so whenever I was on the Paramount lot to work or to audition for something, I would stop by and say hi because that whole cast was just so lovely. So one day I stopped by to say hi, and Henry says, "Do you have to be anywhere?" And I said, "No." He says, "Stay and watch our guest star work." And I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "This guy's great." So I stayed all afternoon so that I could tell that guest star that he was a genius. So, like, cut to 9 months later, William Morris calls, and we got the good news and bad news. What's the good news? Well, you got the TV movie you wanted, blah blah blah. I said, okay, what's the bad news? And they said, oh, Gary Marshall has this new series, and it's all under wraps, and nobody knows anything about it. It's a big secret, and he wants you to do it, but he doesn't want to give you a contract, and he only wants to pay you top of show. And you're making so much more money than that now. We just think you should turn it down. And I said, what's it called? And he said, Mork and Mindy. And I said, that's Robin Williams' show. And he said, who's Robin Williams? There was a day. Who's Robin Williams? I said, God, don't kill Gary. I'd work for free to work with Robin Williams. Yes, I want to take it. So I'm working for scale at a place when I'm way past making that amount of money.
Yeah.
And so the first day, Robin would start up with the script. And then Robin would go off the script, and Robin would just go. And everybody would just stand back and watch Robin go. But nobody, and then Howie Storm, the director, I mean, when Robin would start running out of material, which Robin would never admit he's running out of material, Howard would say, oh, okay, let's get back to the script. So I got up to do our first scene, and we started with the script, and then Robin did something, and I did something, and he looked at me, and he did something, and I did something, and he, boom, 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 boom. And he comes over and he grabs me and throws me, and he says, Mama, you're one of me. And we would just improvise all over the place. What a kind, sometimes people ask me, what was he really like? Kindest, most generous-hearted, sweetest, nicest guy. Every good thing you ever thought about Robin Williams was true.
What was it like to honestly, actor to actor, work with Robin?
Robin was so quick that he was so smart and he was so quick. And you had to, it's almost intuitive. When you're working with somebody improvising like that, it's just almost intuitive. You just are in sync that you can see where he's going to go. And, in your mind, like for that flash second, you're trying to come up with an answer for where you think he's going to go. And he may not go there, but,
Right.
but you're just always, you're just bouncing with him. It's like dribbling a ball, you're just bouncing with him and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And he loved that. Until they got Jonathan on the show, apparently I was the only one that would kind of back and forth improvise with him like that.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show, Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.